My backyard is looking in a bit of a mess because I'm going to have a shed over there, just behind those plants in front of the fence panelling over there. The shed's at another place, obviously it's not here. It's not a new shed, so I've got to clear it out. This is most of the stuff that I've got in the garage, I've got in the back garden, in another shed, and so on. I'm going to take it down, clean it, paint it. It doesn't look in too bad a nick, to be fair, condition. So it's going to be a long job, right? But first of all, I'm going to clear out over there.
Sometimes you won't have time, sometimes you can't be asked. It's just procrastination and you think it'll be alright.
Quick challenge. How long do you think it will take me to move this entire shed by myself? Comment now, no cheating.
You know your choice of view is if you dig this kind of vibe. The only thing I ask of you is like, comment, subscribe.
So, here I am, just getting started, and trust me, the adventure is only beginning. You won't believe what it took to get this space ready.
I don't care if you've got skills, I don't care if you are bright. If you ain't got just a little luck, then you're gonna lose your appetite.
Just a heads up, it might look very quick in this time lapse, but I was definitely feeling it along the way. Still, no pain, no shed, right?
You know your choice of view is if you dig this kind of vibe. The only thing I ask of you is like, comment, subscribe.
I had a massive operation a while ago that didn't go to plan. Now it's left me with the effects of a permanent tourniquet in my left leg.
This kind of work ain't easy unless you are a nerd. It may seem kind of geeky, but you know that's just absurd.
I know things won't get better, but I don't want them to get worse. And sure, I may look a bit heavier, but if I don't keep pushing myself, I could be even more.
You know your choice of view is if you dig this kind of vibe. The only thing I ask of you is like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.
To start dismantling the shed, if you look carefully at the roof, you can see me go through it with a wood saw, a bit like a Walt Disney cartoon. When I simply unscrewed the centre support from the inside of the shed, I could go through the mineral felt on the roof with a simple wood saw because it was such a hot day. Then it was just a case of unscrewing each panel one at a time and then carrying them away. They weren't as heavy as they look. Oh, and drinking plenty of tea. Cup of tea first, and then get on with the jet washing to wash away years of mould and grime to open up the pores for a fresh new stain. Now to reseal it from Future Elements with Cuprinol Duck's Back. It took 10 litres. I watered it down, 40% Cuprinol and 60% water to really get penetrated into the wood. Because of the time lapsing, you can really see how the wood was absorbing all of the stain in the 30-degree heat Celsius. Watching paint dry is quite entertaining after all.
And now for something completely different.
This song hits me harder than I let on. It reminds me of my girls who haven't spoken to me in 20 years. I don't blame them, not anymore. Their mum made sure they only saw one version of me, one that I don't even recognise. and maybe they're better off, but I'm still here, still thinking about them, still hoping one day something slips out from under the carpet and they might just want to get in touch.
You don't want to talk to me about the things you'd rather keep under your carpet. That little carpet of yours just gets on my nerves.
Looks easy, doesn't it? That's time-lapse for you. Hiding the limping and the swearing and the bit where I question my life choices. Still, nice to feel useful for once, even if it's just giving my dad's old shed a second wind.
That's the bottom of the bottom. Absolutely no rock at all. And yet, all that crap was underneath. And I don't think they're even rotten either, by the looks of it, even though they're in that water. I've pulled the slats up that were underneath the floor. I pulled the floor up, obviously, and all this crap that's down underneath it. Well, I jet washed the slats, put them up here, and that's as much as they've rotted in, what, 30 years? So I reckon that crap down there has probably preserved them. Because they're not too bad for, what, 30 years of service in that crap. This is the old concrete base for the old greenhouse that was here previously. I've cleared all the bricks away and all the concrete that was holding them down, cement. I bought 4 new lengths to go underneath the shed, and I've treated them because some of them were too rotten to use again. This concrete base has now, through the trees and the roots growing up underneath it, has become unlevel. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you how that is. It's a bit raised in the middle there. So I need to level those supports for underneath the shed by cutting out to make it level. And this is how we're going to do it. First of all, I want a length of straight wood down that side. Now on that side, I've got a spirit level, and I've got some old bed slats for shimming the wood up to get the level. A bit like that. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Okay, that didn't need many. Just one in the middle there. Now, put slats across that way on top and level them This side is considerably lower than that side, so I'm going to have to lift the whole lot up to keep the whole lot level. Okay, now that's level, and that's level, and that's level. We can start to build 7 more slats going that way. Now I'm going to space the front to the back one 12 feet because that's how long the shed is. Make sure they're all at right angles and equally spaced apart. Right, now that's got them all separated equally. Flat, square, everything's all in. These side parts aren't going to be there. We can call that construction geometry or whatever you want to call it. But there, I need to raise them up enough so I can trace the floor onto the bottom of the beams and then cut that out of the beams so they sit where they're supposed to be and square and straight. Let's get on. Okay, so I've fashioned a bit of a tool. There's probably a tool that you can buy to do this very same job, but I've got a Sharpie in between 2 mole grips, self grips, clamped to a bit of threaded bar that's 3 inches. Stop biting me. Oh, that hurt. 3 inches down, so that's the depth of the spacer that we've got running up the side here. That's 3 inches down. So I'm going to mark each one, and then it's going to be a big job of sawing it. I could do with someone with a bandsaw really, because there's going to be some long cuts on some of them where it just keep it. You'll see what I mean. Right, so how I'm using this is stick it down there like that, and it's underneath, isn't it? So that bit doesn't matter. It's where the floor raises up. It's not easy to do it one-handed. It's where the floor raises up. It's just starting to raise now, look. And it's dropping down again, so there's no point in putting a cut in there. On that one. But where the floor raises up like that, try and find a bit where it looks a bit more obvious. Look at it upside down. There we go. You see, where the floor's raising up, does that make sense? And there it goes under. So now we can see where the floor is risen up. And if I cut that out, it will sit straight on the floor. Hopefully. Okay, here's where we're at, a couple of days on. Weather's got a little bit cooler, it's still red hot, but there's a bit of a cool breeze, which is nice. Left it as, levelled everything, traced out the floor, so that I can cut out the floor. I've marked out with a Sharpie on the floor where they're going, so that I can then take them away and chop them. Plus the centres. I've marked out the centres of it as well. So, like that. I don't know whether you can hear me, it's a bit windy. So now all I've got to do is take them. I've only got a jigsaw to work with, but it'll do. Take them away, cut out the profile of the floor that has eroded and bulged and sunk, subsided, whatever you want to call it, and cut those bits out, put them back, take these pieces away because they're not needed anymore, and that then should be ready for the shed to be sat on. today's task is to finish putting the felt on the shed. Felt, as it rained 2 inches last night by the looks of things, which is quite a lot of water. But at the same time, completely dry in here, even though it's still open. I've got a half-used top of felt adhesive, bitumen and a slow cooker. I'm warming this up in because it looks to me to be quite viscous to spread about on the roof, so hopefully leaving it in here for an hour or so will soften it up enough to spread. Let's see how that goes. Masking tape on, leaving a couple of centimetres or 25-32 if it's easier for you to understand, clearance between that and the felt, the width of the felt. So it's 2 centimetres more than the felt, so that it gives a nice straight line. Crack on. Well, leaving it in the slow cooker for a while. Oh yeah, look at that. That's made it a lot more manageable.
So now I've laid out the mineral felt on the roof. I'd had the bitumen soften in the slow cooker for a couple of hours. Did a cracking job, to be fair. Spreads out nice and easy now, but it's an absolute nightmare of a sticky mess. Definitely not the time to wear anything you ever want to see clean again. That said, it's one of those jobs where your mind can drift off, because you don't really have to think. I'll stop here to explain what I'm doing.
I'm going to roll up that side. This is not an easy job. You can get that bit of wood from down there.
Since this piece of felt is going down the slope to cover the cut I made, I'm putting on a good thick border of bitumen to stop any rain creeping in. You've just seen me do the overhang, and now I'm rolling up the rest so I can apply the bitumen underneath as I unroll it.
I'm in agony. Not just the leg though, that's screaming, but everywhere. I feel like I'm dragging the weight of my whole bloody life up onto this roof with me. Well, Mum's gone, Dad's gone, and doing this shed, it feels like it's a job I'm doing for them, like one last favour I can still carry out properly. Truth is, I've let good people drift away. Friends I should have kept close, I pushed out. My girls, I don't even know why they don't reach out. Maybe I stopped reaching out first. Maybe I'm just too hard to be around. I keep telling myself this is a fresh start, a clean slate, but every time I've had one, I've bloody well messed it up.
Put that back on the boil. How are you looking now? That'll do, mate.
And now, I'm sat here, hurting, grieving, angry at life, at myself, and how bloody fast it all changes. But I'm also here, still breathing, still building, still trying to make something good out of what's left. This roof won't change the past, but maybe, just maybe, it stops the future leaking in for a while. And maybe that's enough for today.
Well, that should stop all the future elements leaking in. I've done a bloody good job there, if I don't mind saying so myself. Now to crack on with the fascias.
Well, that shed project done. Just got to fill it now and clean up all the mess after myself. It looks quite sweet, doesn't it? Roger next door told me to put the diamond in the middle. Apparently it's very pretty. There's a diamond for you. All done. Can you see it? Yeah. There you go. Yep, just clean up now. Empty the garage, into the shed. It's like a TARDIS, it's massive in here compared to what it looks like outside, but then I suppose it is covered in foliage out there. Big enough shed, isn't it? Well, thanks to Paul there for helping us out, and Malcolm for moving it. Cheers.